In 2017, 13-year-old WYO, as he's known, submitted an application to the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program. On the application, Chi writes that he's a rapper from Wyoming Ave and wanted to do a WYO mural. Now, in all seriousness, I'm sure he was just effing around, but one thing he was serious about was wanting to be a rapper. That very same year, he would drop a remix to Take K's The Race. In that song, he talks about things you wouldn't expect a 13-year-old to be rapping about: guns, money, and selling drugs. He mentioned that his dad went to prison for a while for, quote, messing with them cartels and essays. These sentiments are how we got to where we are today. An innocent-looking 13-year-old Chi will later become embroiled in one of the most bloody and violent street wars that ended up reaching far beyond Philly.
Police say 6 people were shot on Russell Street just before 1 a.m. Dozens of shots fired, several bullets in the outside of this home and their front door.
We call the diamonds going popping. We just got the drop, best believe he pulling up with them. Every time we pull up, they be lucky we drop 50.
In Hunting Park, 5 people were shot around 5:30 this morning. It happened at the corner of D Street and Wyoming Avenue.
Big 7 block, big 7. All my niggas active rappers, we be slime by the tree. His dumb ass shit, I hopped up in that Jeep and no more MGP. Smoking on you, man, y'all made that shit, that shit sing. I told go to post on market, it's a oppa in my drink. Spin that ass so many times, that shit ain't changed the way I think. Blue stack bank rules, when we talk pressure, we apply the move.
Llevando años soñando mi muerte. Me tirotearon en Philly 2 veces. El que lo hizo se murió hace meses.
Baptize, con los diablos de Lloren Boy. Hablo con Chimmy, los negocios, mis canciones. Siempre va muerto cada vez que prende un woo. Quiera tu combo y el primero va a ser tú.
It started off extremely promising for Chi. I always get worried when I see young rappers blowing up way too fast. The industry sucks the passion out of these kids and sees them as nothing but a dollar sign, unfortunately. And then they're on to the next, and the cycle continues. I'm only saying this because it actually sounds dope, and I hope that doesn't happen to him. Y'all see where I'm coming from on this one? This comment was made 7 years ago under Chi's best performing song to date.
Rise in teen-involved gun violence is causing concern in Philadelphia.
Police are searching for 2 gunmen who shot 5 people in North Philadelphia.
Gotta get up on my city, it's dark here. Too much people die. I'ma hustle with my team, we all gon' ball. You know, pressure make diamonds, I'ma shine like one. Dying my age, R.I.P. Lil Move. Never got a chance to make it to high school. WYO, where I came up, you can ask about my hood. Yeah, it get dangerous.
The song Shine was a turning point for Chi. In this video, you can see a kid affected by his environment, but determined to overcome it. His confidence and bravado shine through. You can see a star in the making if things were handled right. Unfortunately, the exact opposite happened.
Fuck a beat, I was trying to get some cake. Now you can't eat if you ain't help me fix my plate. With the dirty shoe like Curry or I'm Clay. Free my pop, they got him down for a decade. He was running with cartels and them essays. Hey. I've been dripping sauce on a regular. I'm too saucy, yeah. Keep my dogs around me like Givenchy, yeah. Haters wish you well, I be in Chanel. She ain't think on a plug, so she hit myself. That way. Yeah. Whoa. All these people keep on hating and I ain't even make it. Pull up, they don't say nothing, I skirt off in the spaceship. Yeah. You tryna ride away from me? Got your girl on me, skirt off in the spaceship. Yeah.
Chi took his name from the character from Scarface. They called him Chi. Chi's dad was never around, as I said earlier, and this ties back into what I was saying in my previous video about single mothers.
Got the young up-and-comer WYO Chi in the house.
Man, thank you for having me here, bro.
You're 14 years old?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So you're from Philly?
Yes.
Okay. You know, when I look at you, are you mixed at all, or?
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican?
Yeah. Growing up in Philly is like, when I was younger, it was like, it wasn't as much as it is like when I was growing up as a teenager. I don't know if you know, but like there's a lot of like teenagers dying. My recent song I just dropped, like it talk about like kids dying, talk about my city, talk about like the you should be like happy just to even like live another day in Philly, cause you never know like.
Okay, now you mentioned your mom. Was your dad around at all?
No, he wasn't around. He was only around for like when I was like 1. It's crazy though, cause like he had hit my mom up like before that. He was saying all this other stuff, and then he just
him to see me because I'm older now. So I was like, I made the decision. It was up to me because he live in Florida. You want to see him? I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I just see him, like, just say what's up to him and all that, but, like, it won't just be the same. He was just talking, but, like, I really didn't care what he was talking about. Like, it was just, like, you can't just try to get back to my life like that.
Yeah. Well, do you have siblings?
Yeah, I got 2 other brothers.
Same father?
No, we all got different dads.
Okay, so you have your mother raising 3 kids from 3 different fathers.
Yeah.
So you have a single mother, essentially. You know, your father's not around, and your siblings' fathers are in and out of jail.
But I had, like, my big bros, you know, like, your old heads, as you call it, in the streets and stuff. So it was like,
yeah.
They was looking out for me and all that. Like, they would make sure I was good. They make sure my mom was good. This one old head, like, I'm really close. Like, they really see me when I was like a baby, like, running around in the street. So it's like, I call him my pop, because, like, he was there. He did everything for me. Like, my mom couldn't do it. Like, he'd do it for me. And I call one of my other ways, like, my uncle, because, like, he did the same. They both did the same for me. So, like, that was my pop and that was my uncle.
Okay.
She left school after 8th grade once his music started to pop off. This would be the first in a string of bad decisions that led Chi to where he is today. He was raised by a single mother, had 2 brothers, each from different fathers, and turned to the streets for answers. The guidance he was looking for took shape in Papi Chino and Young 187, 2 other aspiring rappers from the neighborhood. Papi Chino was well known for his street affairs, but we'll leave that one for another video.
My uncle, the person I call my uncle, his name is Papi Chino. He raps, he's from Philly. He was popping, like, WYO is, like, where we from, was the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the first one that really started popping. And he, like, I was around him and stuff. And then I had my other OG, his name Young 187, he rapped too. He was like, I was in all his music videos and all that. So, like, I was known already, like, for being in music videos, for being known, like, being his young boy and all that.
Papi Chino, half Cambodian and half Puerto Rican, was a get money boy from the WYO area for years. His street knowledge was legendary and his name rang bells. Chi took after him and looked at him as an uncle/role model.
My uncle was like, yo, let's try to put him in the studio and let's, like, we gonna help him out. Like, if he need help, like, if he need more help, like, writing and all that, like, we gonna see, like, what we could do. We just gonna let him do him first and he gonna, like, play around with it, so.
WYO, short for Wyoming Avenue, is a large, mostly Hispanic neighborhood in North Philadelphia that spans from areas like Front in Wyoming, Rising Sun, 5th in Wyoming, B Street Park, and D in Wyoming, covering parts of Hunting Park and Feltonville. Often considered part of the Badlands, it's historically been a wild, high-activity section of the city and still holds weight today, though it was even more notorious back in the 90s and early 2000s. Feltonville is a working-class neighborhood in North Philly, bordered by Erie Avenue, Front Street, Roosevelt Boulevard, Tacony Creek, and G Street, and includes the former area known as Rolandville. Originally known as Wyoming Villa in the late 1800s, it was a scenic, high-ground suburb of Philadelphia marked by elegant homes, rolling farms, and limited public transit via the Reading Railroad. Named after the wealthy Felton family, the area saw development led by the Wyoming Land and Improvement Association, with notable landmarks like the Rao Mansion and the Wyoming branch of the Free Library, completed in 1930 as the last Carnegie-funded library in Philadelphia. The neighborhood also featured small schools such as the original Feltonville School, taught by one teacher for all 12 grades, and included the historic Feltonville School No. 2, which was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1988. As of the 2010 census, Feltonville is a fairly diverse middle-class neighborhood with a population that is 42.8% Hispanic, 29.7% African American, and includes significant communities of Asian, Caribbean, Central American, and Middle Eastern immigrants, notably a large Palestinian American presence. While internal set versus set beef isn't common in the Puerto Rican sections of Philly, or at least it's kept low-key, WYO has an ongoing rivalry with another Puerto Rican hood around 7th Street in the Badlands. This area is also home to Young 187, who I mentioned earlier. 187 was considered one of the hottest coming out of WYO, right before WYO Chi blew up. WYO Chi was popping around 2018 with his breakout hit on World Star called Spaceship. His song Saucy took him to the next level, as No Jumper, DJ Vlad, and Hip Hop 1987 interviews followed shortly after. This put WYO on the map as an area in Philly that people outside the city may recognize. In 2019, he was invited to a local middle school as a guest and a positive role model as he danced and sang with kids only a few years younger than him.
We just got the car, man. Shout out to City here, shout out to Philly, shout out to everybody, man. We about to turn up for the kids, man.
The same year, he posted a Wildwood vlog, just him and his friends down the shore, with young fans even recognizing him.
Yo, what y'all say? What y'all say? Who?
Rhino T, right?
Rhino?
No, Rhino T. Yes, Bob. Who's Instagram?
Huh? Look, whole lot of gangs. You heard?
Fast forward to 2025, and he's the furthest thing from a role model, and this change all went down in only a few years, as often is the case. A kid who had dreams of stardom, facing a challenging environment, armed with an absent father and a single mother, the streets would soon get a chokehold on a young, talented rapper. Young 187 is another rapper associated with WYO, as I said, most well known for his song with P&B Rock in 2016 called How It Go.
I just poured up before I'm moving slow. I'm the man now, bitch, better act like you know.
Keep it real with the gang, that's how it goes. Stack that money to the ceiling, that's how it goes.
On May 8th, 2018, young 187 is seen walking into a 7-Eleven on Delaware Ave. Almost immediately after walking in the store, something outside caught his attention. The footage shows him walking outside and instantly getting into a fistfight in a parking lot. After the commotion settles, Young is seen getting a gun from his car as people scatter to their own vehicles. A car is driving away as young 187 fires. He was charged with aggravated assault when he was arrested 2 months later.
Also breaking this morning, detectives are reviewing surveillance video that shows a shooting in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven in the city's Fishtown section. A 43-year-old victim was shot on the 1000 block of Delaware Avenue just before 1 a.m. Police are searching for the shooter.
High speed in that track, I can't go back. You can't speak about them bodies, you ain't got no hats. Take them Nikes off, replace it with a toe tag. If he on the line, talking about the bros, then he done.
Banging on these niggas, I go hard up in the paint. Smoking on you, man, y'all made this shit, that ship sink.
Russell Street, along with Schiller and Marshall Streets, is a well-known Puerto Rican block off Tioga in North Philadelphia, particularly recognized for its deep ties to the Badlands. WYO's main ops in this story come from 7th and Russell, or R Block. The block has seen multiple mass shootings, one in 2019 where 5 people were injured, and a more infamous one in 2022 that left 2 dead, including Fat Boy Chris, someone who had ties to both Marshall and Russell Streets. Despite being somewhat tucked away, the block has a notorious reputation stretching from 6th and Marshall to around 8th Street. In addition to the WYO beef, Russell also has ongoing tensions with Weymouth and Kensington, said to have started over a house party dispute. Known as a Get Money block, the beefs that Russell Street found themselves in would see them take several losses. In 2019, the shooting I mentioned that had hurt 4 people is where a 22-year-old man, Pedro Luis Ortiz Gonzalez, was killed and 3 others were injured in a shooting around 3 a.m. on Saturday, October 12th. On West Russell Street and North 8th, Ortiz Gonzalez, or Peter as he was known, was shot in the hip with a bullet traveling to his abdomen. He later died at Temple University Hospital. The other victims included an 18-year-old man who was shot in the leg, a man in his late 40s or early 50s who was shot in the neck and back, who was left in critical condition, and a 54-year-old woman shot multiple times in both legs, currently, who was left in stable condition. Police recovered shell casings from 2 different caliber firearms and believe 2 suspects were involved.
Niggas running, niggas ducking, that boy died. Smoking fatbacks, this shit got me fried.
In May of 2022, WYO members started to diss 7th and Russell in songs. And for the first time, the public would see these 2 groups were beefing. As these things are first starting to play out, the general public and fans of the music might not know exactly what's being rapped about. But for the artists making the songs and the ops, They know precisely what's being said.
They had to zip his ass up. No hospital game. They zipped his ass up. Caught him loafing on that block, so they blicked his ass up. And we did it masked up, so ain't no getting snatched up. Cooked 2 niggas in one day, damn, and one. Bought me a new phone, made 30 off that Samsung. Ask my old heads, they the ones that got us tootin'. Smoking fat packs, damn. This shit's long, and we in the V's. This shit's stolen. Man, this one op, stay typing on the net. When we get that Lulu on his ass, I swear he gonna be next.
In September of 2022, things would take a terrifying turn as the beef would intensify.
The homicide rate in Philadelphia just keeps on climbing following a violent, disturbing holiday weekend.
Police say 6 people were shot on Russell Street just before 1 a.m. Dozens of shots fired, several bullets striking the outside of this home and their front door. Police say a 33-year-old woman and a 19-year-old man died from their injuries.
6 people were shot, 2 fatally, when 2 gunmen in a silver vehicle opened fire on a group of people gathered outside a home on West Russell Street early on a Monday morning. Police say the shooters unleashed over 50 bullets in an ambush around 1 a.m. on Labor Day during a black gathering or party.
Y'all can check the score, we up some more, let's go get with me. Heard they drive 50, what? Let's go get with me.
A 33-year-old woman was shot in the head and died at the scene, while a 19-year-old man died at the hospital hours later. 4 others were injured, including a 23-year-old and a 55-year-old man in critical condition, and a 17-year-old and 31-year-old man who were left in stable condition. Investigators believe that the woman and the older man were innocent bystanders. The house where the shooting occurred showed more than 20 bullet holes, and the yard was filled with livestock, including goats and chickens. The motive remains unknown, and neighbors offered little information. Chris Diaz, who was 19, was killed that night, along with Shakira Scott, who was 33. Chris was the son of a big-timer on the block, and his death would really turn up the heat.
Dissing on the grand, that's what got your man hit. He ain't see it coming, that's an NFL blitz. Hit his ass 7 times, baby Mike Vick. Glock 19 with a switch, we gon' speed it up. Hop in there, Johnny with the tent, you can't see us. Seen that boy laying on the corner, turn his ass to rocks. Niggas running, niggas ducking, that boy died. Smoking fat backs, this shit got me fried. We just got some turkey, but can't wait to go and slide. That's for dissing on the live. Niggas know what's up with energy, we send shit to the sky. Niggas dissing on the gram, man, these niggas telling lies. When we pulled up on that block, shots fired.
About a month later, WYO would suffer a loss as well. The news article for the incident reads, "A man is dead after police say he became the victim of a shooting that erupted inside an after-hours club in North Philadelphia on Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. Reports of gunshots led police to the Showroom, an after-hours club on the 4300 block of American Street, where a 26-year-old man was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest just before 5 a.m.
City's Feltonville neighborhood, a man is dead after being shot inside a building at the corner of American and Cuyahoga Streets. The bullets started flying just before this morning. Police say when they got there, they found the victim shot multiple times. He died at the hospital. Officers say they believe there is likely more than one shooter. So far, no arrest.
Boatload Capone, or Juan de Jesus, was the man that was shot that night. On an Instagram post, the mother of Capone rails against what she calls his so-called friends and so-called girlfriend. She says that instead of helping him in the club that night, the girlfriend was worried about recovering bottles and his friends were trying to get their story straight instead of helping her son. Even though Russell apparently had nothing to do with Capone's death, they still mocked him online and kicked over his candlelight memorial. She alludes to the bouncer there shooting him, as well as it being some sort of paid job. Obviously, I can't confirm or deny what she's saying, but that's her side. 3 months after Fat Boy Chris was killed, WYO Glizzy released First 48, a song dissing Russell Street, as well as taking credit for the drill that killed Chris.
Stepped in this bitch like I'm Brian. Yeah, we did that drill last night, he on that timeline. Brody hit his wall 100 times. times, hot box. Little book kept dissing. Now we turn him out rocks. Ooh, he a goner. How the fuck you leaving me in that shit like backdoor?
And we all know where this story is headed from here. The same kind of stories that I've went over time and time again on this channel. The violence followed by the dissing, the mocking, the drill songs, and then more violence. Repeat the cycle over and over again.
Man, that's that new shit, you hear me? Fuck glizzy and cheese shit, that shit ass. That's that new shit right here, y'all.
Sevens up, W down, you heard? Man, all my friends is killers that surround me. Y'all was trolling fat boy, y'all ain't even catch his body. Then they turned big bolo, the little yachties. We might spend 3 block, but them niggas a little party. Y'all don't really want no smoke, y'all don't post up by the tree. Y'all niggas don't come outside, man, y'all ain't trying to be. Y'all be trolling on the net, y'all ain't SOIDE. Why y'all young boys talk so much, man, y'all ain't never catch a beat. The majority of y'all niggas pussy, and y'all mad, y'all losing. When we catch glizzy, he gon' have more fucking confusion. Then I'm sick of shit, I could've caught him in that fusion. Yeah, I could've aired you. And my son saw his spirit thing. Same fucking shit, I could've did the fucking Gary. But I'ma keep the street. Tryna hit 187 as release. I just grabbed it out the boatload, got me looking Vietnamese. And then to that.
Smoking on you, man, y'all made this shit, that ship sink. I told bro to post some market, it's a oppa in my drink. Spin that ass so many times, that shit ain't changed the way I think.
May 28th, 2023, 2 men were shot on the 200 block of West Hunting Park Ave. Philadelphia police responded to St. Christopher's Hospital, where they saw a bullet-ridden gray 2002 Toyota Corolla in the emergency bay. Hospital staff there told the officers that the 2 victims came in suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and that they had arrived in the Toyota. Along with 18-year-old Ruben Melendez, who died that night and resided on West Russell Street, there was also a 21-year-old victim who was not named who was shot in both his arms. Not much else is known about this incident.
Why'd you have to go? So many tears, so I can't cry no more. You ain't jump in the sky, look up and see you, bro. I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe I'm really writing this shit.
After the death of Fat Boy Chris, it was apparent that WYO was being helped by Weymouth. Weymouth had ties to the notorious Los Diablos, who I first mentioned in my Rondo video. These guys are the Philadelphia branch of a powerful and violent criminal organization that originated in Puerto Rico, known as Los Diablos de Yarens. Most of its members claim affiliation with the Grupo 27 prison gang, which they frequently reference. They're also believed to have ties with the guerrilla narco-terrorist group known as Las FARC, short for Fuerzas Armadas Revolucionarias de Cantera. There's a long-standing Puerto Rican migration link between Philadelphia and the island. Many families moved between the two over generations, especially from San Juan, Ponce, and Mayagüez to North Philly. Some elements, like drug distribution networks, have been reported to coordinate between Philly and Puerto Rico, although rare. But this is usually through family or cartel affiliations rather than structured national gangs like MS-13s or the Bloods. The international ties behind Los Diablos run deep. This story stretches from Puerto Rico to New York to Philly and even Milwaukee. There's a lot more to uncover. If y'all want a deep dive into this international organization that's allegedly under federal investigation with over 20 bodies linked, hit that like button and drop a comment. Let me know if you're ready to move outside of Philly. Weymouth and Los Diablos have heavy ties. Pressure is one of the most popular Puerto Rican drill artists, with his videos regularly getting hundreds of thousands and many times millions of views. His life in Philly would be that of chaos. Born in Puerto Rico, he moved to Philly a few years ago and linked with Sombra. The first song Sombra and Pressure made hit 10 million views.
Si me pasan el ticket, cabrón, cojo tu contrato. Salimos a cazar, está vestido de tecato. Haciendo los carjacking, estamos imposibles. Tengo un palo hijueputa que el gatillo está sensible. 300 en la cara y obligado que era invisible. Que nosotros mandamos, cabrón, eso está visible. Si me pasan el ticket, cabrón, cojo tu contrato. Te salimos a cazar, está vestido de tecato. Sabes que presto el llama, yo bajo y prendo el spray. La furia es doble tono esperando que algún mistake. Rojo 27, me canto si caigo preso, ey, ey. El año pasado me llevo unos cuantos. El padre soltó el ticket y 2 carros le hicimos canto.
In 2021, he met Chimmy through a mutual friend, Gringo. Chimmy is the main glue here that ties Philly, Puerto Rico, Sombra, Pressure, and the drill music all together. Remember Young Chimmy for later. Pressure and Sombra together released Mob Ties, Cayamano, Rojo, and more recently, Deadpool. Sitting at more than 20 million views collectively, the duo found instant success. In 2023, Pressure released the viral VVS Switches, which sits at almost 60 million views as of May 2025.
Where you at? Viví en todos los switches, maniga estamos a switches. Carjacking sin guantes esperando que no me fichen. Regando con muerto, bañándome con su sangre.
WYO and Weymouth have connection for years through family and the island. Sombra was born in Philly, and his link to Los Diablos is more direct. We'll get more into Los Diablos in a dedicated video. The incident Sombra is most well known for took place in December of 2023. As Sombra sat in the barber's chair finishing his haircut, 3 gunmen approached the side door of the shop at the Los Brothers Barbershop on North 5th Street.
We also have new video tonight from the shooting at that barbershop in North Philadelphia we've been following since this afternoon. In the video, you can see 2 men get out of a car, walk up to the side of the building on 5th Street and open fire. 2 men were shot, but police tell us they are stable at the hospital. Police have made no arrests in either of these shootings or given any possible motives.
Sombra was on point and immediately peeped what was happening and shot 2 of the would-be assailants. He immediately made a video dissing the people he shot.
Mira, Slick, tú vives cagado, tú no entras para Milwaukee. Y Anando, si se sigue poniendo bruto, lo voy a secuestrar. Y la M me mama el bicho, cabrón, ¿qué quiere? ¿Que le robe las cadenas?
The 2 people hit that day were a 19-year-old and a 25-year-old. 4 months later, he could be heard rapping about it here.
Chino la fe. Where you at?
Fallaron los tiros en plena barber party, les mandé. Ya vieron las noticias, se baja, nunca hacen nada. No dieron un tiro, les mando y desaparecen. Ya Philly vio, soy un diablo, no hay miedo a nada. Por las 7 yo les paso y les doy fuerte. Si soy yo el que hace que se pongan las sketches.
2 months before the barbershop incident with Sombra, a Weymouth member was killed. Joseph Angel Garcia Andino was found inside of a crashed Ford pickup truck on a 500 block of West Pike Street on Sunday, October 1st, 2023. At 5:52 p.m., Philadelphia police responded to the scene and located Joseph, or Trippy as he was known, inside of the truck. His body was found a few blocks away from 7th and Russell, possibly sliding, but mystery floats around the circumstances of Trippy's death. Sombra mentions Trippy in songs often.
Trippy respondió, tu primo murió bien pendejo. No le dimos break ni de sacar la 4-0.
Que pan descanse STVPhilly, el cabrón del minor.
Mataron al brother cuando yo los pillé, les voy a dar 70.
Pressure has mentioned getting shot a few times in his songs as well.
Están tirando y no me dan. ¿Cuántas balas están gastando? Yo se las voy a costear. Dejen de estar barquillando. Las balas jalo no penetran carro. Llevan 2 años soñando mi muerte. Me tirotearon en Philly 2 veces. El que lo hizo se murió hace meses.
Another incident I haven't mentioned yet was in January of 2023. A horrific quadruple shooting in Mayfair that left 3 men dead and 1 critically injured. The entire incident was captured on surveillance video. The incident occurred around 10 p.m. on Guilford Street near Roosevelt Mall as 4 men were crossing the street and were suddenly ambushed by gunfire. Police say roughly 50 shots were fired and that they believe the victims were targeted. The shocking footage shows 3 victims collapsing immediately while a 4th runs for his life after being shot. The suspected shooter's vehicle then appears to drive over at least 2 of the victims before fleeing the scene. One of the wounded men tried to take cover in a nearby home, but later died. The victims were identified as Christopher Batista, 18, Miguel Delgado, 19, and Miguel Santos, 24. A 28-year-old man survived but was hospitalized in critical condition. Authorities arrested 24-year-old Edwin Vargas in connection with the shooting. Vargas was already in custody for a separate firearm incident and has since been charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. Investigators also linked him to a prior homicide on January 3rd and 2 separate shootings targeting his ex-girlfriend's residence in late December and early January.
Yeah, so they all knew each other. These 4 young people, all in their teens or early 20s, were shot last night in Northeast Philadelphia, a quadruple shooting. Police believe this was likely targeted, leaving 3 people dead and adding to the city's homicide numbers just days into the new year. Happened last night around 10 p.m. in the city's Mayfair neighborhood. This is near Guilford Street and Roland Avenue. 2 of the victims, we're told, died on scene. They still haven't been identified, listed as John Does. A 3rd victim was rushed to the hospital and died there, while a 4th actually ran to a nearby house for help after being shot. He was taken to the hospital and is still alive this morning. Police say all 4 were hanging out together and went shopping earlier in the day. They came back to this typically quiet neighborhood in Northeast Philadelphia. That's when somebody began firing.
We have new details tonight about the 24-year-old multiple murder suspect. He's accused in a deadly ambush shooting that happened in Mayfair, where this situation, it left 3 people killed and it terrorized the neighborhood. Now police say this suspect is connected to even more crimes, including another murder.
This is 24-year-old Edwin Vargas. Police arrested him on January 18th. He's accused of the quadruple shooting that left 3 people dead on the 7300 block of Roland Street in Mayfair on January 9th.
On the 7300 block of Roland Street, there was a shooting incident that resulted in 4 males being shot. 3 of those males succumbed to their injuries.
Police say Vargas was one of 4 shooters seen in this disturbing surveillance video ambushing the victims as they walked home. Vargas was also charged with the city's first homicide of the year on January 3rd. A 25-year-old man was shot and killed in a car at the intersection of 9th Street and Hunting Park Avenue. And now today we learned he was charged for shooting up a home on a romantic partner on December 30th and again on January 4th. Court documents show he even left a message on the victim's voicemail that said, "Yeah, I'm the one who shot your mom's house up this morning." Vargas is now facing terroristic threat charges and others in that incident. Today, Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw talked about crime in the city.
Violent criminals have to be taken into custody. There have to be consequences. They must be held accountable, and that's exactly what we're announcing today.
Outlaw talked about how the new pinpoint strategy placing more patrols in high crime areas and how it's working to get criminals off the streets.
It's a very small percentage of individuals, of trigger pullers, that are responsible and are driving the largest proportion of crime, violent crime, here in our city.
Now, Vargas has a lengthy criminal history. In fact, the DA's office issued warrants for Vargas on January 5th for violating parole on prior assault and weapons case.
4 men who had just come back from a trip to the mall. 18, 19, 24, and 28 years old.
Weymouth and WYO's affiliation became crystal clear when in February of 2024, WYO Glizzy, Chi, and Sombra released a song called Up the Score, which sees them shouting out Los Diablos and dissing 7th and Russell.
Yeah, and it's WYO.
NAG to mob, none of them niggas want this work, Sliding in them cats, we put them turkey butts to work. Man, they know just what it is, they say our name, we put in work.
El diablo está en mi oído, está pidiendo que los parta. Que me pare en las 7 y me le mea eso en la cara. Cabrón, estás cagado, no sales sin chaleco de bala. Sal con el chaleco que te voy a quemar las patas. Le regalo queso porque ustedes estos son ratas. Los diablos en la doble con todos los nenes de WYO.
Ain't tryna slide, we call the diablos going poppin', We just got the drop, best believe we pullin' up with them. Mix the W with the W, got them niggas looking hurt. Heard they talking crazy, we put in work. We the ones that's tapping heads, we be making headstones. See the thirst up on the net, they ain't get back, y'all man gone.
Dime patroncito, cabrón, estás bien cagado. Te va a matar como matamos a tu hijo, cabrón. Aquí los chavos no ganan guerra, cabrón.
De Wyman a Wyoming, switch estamos mandando. Lo más diablo de Philly, el bicho lo está mamando. Cruise through the 7-9, left 200 rounds. They know what it is, they say our name, we coming round.
Ustedes no ganan guerras, todas las puertas dejan vivo. Nosotros no fallamos, si no crees mira a tu hijo.
Oli le mete con el palo, yo en el piso lo restrayo. Los diablos de Lloren, los de la WYO, los de WYO.
Los Diablos are known by their branding of Megatron. Young Chimi's first manager was a PR bigwig currently in prison whose nickname was Megatron. Another nickname for him was LD.
Sé que en algún momento escuchaste mencionar a LD por parte de Young Chimi o alguno de los Diablos de Llorens, pero ¿sabes quién realmente es LD? Luis Daniel García Hernández, o también conocido como LD, el Enano o el Megatron, es el manager de Young Chimi, o bueno, era porque en este momento está en prisión y es básicamente quien empezó todo esto. LD fue quien dio esos primeros pasos para llevar la Glicigan y la Moneyway a donde están hoy en día, consiguiéndole a Young Chimi colaboraciones tipo Anuel AA, Ozuna, Mora, Arcángel, Mike Towers, entre otros. Pero lamentablemente, el 25 de mayo de 2022, cayó preso junto a otras 40 personas que hacían parte de su pandilla. Su libertad bajo fianza fue negada y pues si bien a día de hoy su sentencia final no ha sido dictaminada, las cosas no se ven nada fácil para él. Y es que el Megatron enfrenta cargos de tráfico de drogas y uso ilegal de armas. Y si bien su caso todavía no ha sido comprobado, enfrenta una pena entre 10 años y cadena perpetua.
Detrás del artista están la gente que está invirtiendo, están la gente que creyó en el artista y que sus chavos son de la calle, son un quilero, un narco, un esto, un lo otro. Y si tú tienes algún tipo de situación con ese artista, la estás teniendo con el hombre de la calle, ¿me entiendes? O sea, el género por lo menos urbano de Puerto Rico lo creó la calle, es la realidad, ¿me entiendes? Lo creó la calle, ¿me entiendes?
On the other side of the beef from the island, aligned with 7th and Russell, is a set called La Siete, or Los Pulpos, or the Octopuses. Black Any and Slick La Mina, seen here with 7th and Russell, are part of that set. Black Any has ties to New York, and Slick La Mina, who is from Milwaukee, both have ties to the island. Now the beef between these two Puerto Rican gangs literally started over music before it migrated to street and gang wars that you see back here in Philadelphia. You can hear the beef playing out over Puerto Rican drill songs.
Patroncito, patroncito, va muertito. Te pato la cara con mi Draco y lo repito.
Cabrón, somos la mafia más cabrón de Puerto Rico. Mandamos en Philly, la 7 me mama el bicho.
Cabrón, yo estaba tranquilo y revolcaste la avispero.
Está fácil estar inventor un antojo. Pues si el patroncito dice hoy vamos a arrancarte los ojos. Tener ti que no te hace a prueba de plomo.
Black ni el real nigga, cabrón, esto no es maná. Si le di en la cara al jefe tuyo, aquí no va a hacer nada. Este cabrón le dimos break, estos cabrones son fake. De los diablos de Lloren, cabrón a los corre güey. El file dice que ninguno corra como corre Slay. Cabrón, yo no fallo como Steph. A que sabe mi derecha, pues pregúntele al chef. Que hasta las tenis dejó tirar y le quitamos los dreads. Frita y corre el maratón, ese hueputa si son locos. Y Chimi estaba en una esquina, está comiéndose los mocos. Ustedes estaban bien prendidos y yo les apago el foco, cabrón.
¿Dónde están? ¿Dónde están? Estoy loco, secuestrado a un cantante. Ya, vale y brujería, tengo un AK, está soldado. Estoy buscando a Jade por Tocagua, está asustado. Entramos pa' Morovi, parle fuletazo con la 40, pa' que tiren puya en las stories.
Mira, oye, Chimi, mamame el bicho, cabrón, ya yo estoy probado. En Lloren estoy sonando, estoy pegado hasta en tu canto. Chimi parece una puta en la historia.
Gritan Black Kitty, el hijo de puta, y que lo raja. Los diablos que todavía corren con tu ventaja. Tripando con Jati con 2 AK pa' que nos busquen en Cagua. Y Chimi que me mame el bicho con tu brujería. Que yo soy el culpable de estrellar su compañía.
Echo el bofeta y una pata, te voy a romper por la mitad. Chimi está bien flaco, parece un tecato de kraut.
Y el diablo tiene que mamarme el bicho, cabrón, si lo invoco. Tú que eres problemático, cabrón, pues te provoco.
Que los míos corren. A ti se te olvida que esto Lloren Torres. Los últimos 2 que faltaron la cara les borre. Que me mama el bicho a las 7, Gemer. Todos esos cabrones dan risa. Cabrón, nos vengaba a tu hermano. Cogiste pasaje, tú lo que de risa.
Se va para el baúl, es Rolando el hijo de en un blon. Los brothers llamando desde la prisión. Que quieren más muerte y matemos a todos.
Weymouth would take a major loss when drug kingpin Fellow was killed. Now there's contradicting stories coming out of this incident. Some say 7th and Russell were responsible, and some say it's other beef from the island. Some say it was an inside job. Much like Rondo, info on this is few and far between. Police are investigating after officials said a man was shot and killed around lunchtime in Northeast Philly on Wednesday, November 6, 2024. The news article about his death reads that, according to police, the incident happened around 12:38 at a location along the 2100 block of Tyson Ave in Northeast Philly. Officers responding to the reported shooting found a 29-year-old man who officials said had suffered gunshot wounds to the left side of his neck and chest. He was taken to a nearby hospital where officials said he was pronounced dead at about 1:01 p.m. Officials did not immediately provide further info on the victim, although he was later revealed to be fellow. Officials recovered a firearm, but no arrests were made. One thing is for sure, is things will only get worse from here. A 23-year-old man was killed and 4 others were injured in a quintuple shooting early on a Saturday morning in December of 2024 in Feltonville. The shooting occurred around 5:30 a.m. near the intersection of East Wyoming and D Street. Responding officers found numerous shell casings, both on the sidewalk and inside a small upstairs bar located at the corner, where investigators believe most of the gunfire took place. All 5 victims, Hispanic men ranging in age from 23 to 45, were shot inside the bar. The youngest victim was pronounced dead at Temple University Hospital. 3 others, ages 28, 35, and 45, suffered multiple gunshot wounds and would remain hospitalized for a few days at Temple Hospital. Also, a 40-year-old man was shot once and released from the hospital soon after.
These headlines for you that we are following on this Sunday night. 6 people were hurt and 2 killed in 2 separate shootings, and now police are searching for the shooters responsible. In Hunting Park, 5 people were shot around 5:30 this morning. Police say 1 victim is dead and 4 others are still recovering in local hospitals. It happened at the corner of D Street and Wyoming Avenue, and now an investigation into the shooting is beginning. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Philadelphia Police's homicide unit.
So much violence, so much bloodshed, and so much pain has come from this situation. The families of the victims are traumatized forever, while the rappers try to profit off the misery. The world continues to spin and the music keeps coming out. Some say the violence will never end. There is so much more that we didn't mention in this video, like the death of Bebo from WYO and John from 7th and Russell. Those are just 2 examples, but so many more incidents happened that we just couldn't get to. As for WYO, his last video barely reached 10,000 views, and the wasted potential is nothing short of sad. Some speculate it was because he had the help of a ghostwriter when he first started, as well as the young teen demographic to boost his numbers. But whatever the case, the dramatic fall off has been undeniably tragic to witness. A full documentary on Los Diablos, and in turn, through their beef, La Siete, will be coming soon. Los Diablos, Young Chimmy, Megatron, Las Fart, and everything going on in Puerto Rico is wild, and the video will be a guaranteed fun watch. Please stay tuned for that. If you're interested, join my Patreon for ad-free, uncut videos. From time to time, I will release Patreon exclusives as an additional perk. There's also channel memberships if you want to support that way. But the biggest way to help non-monetarily is to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel more than you know. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, be safe.